In 2010, we were really struggling. We had nothing for our kids with autism, and every day we were continuing to get referrals for little ones, I mean as young as 6 months old. And as it continued to grow, the Mercer County Superintendent had invested a lot of time and resources into Play Project. He had sent his staff to Ann Arbor, Michigan, to Dr. Solomon, who's the founder of Play, and had them trained and just really was singing the praises of Play Project. And before the board made any decisions, the folks from Mercer County came down and they showed videos of their kids and the progress they had made, and we were sold from day one. We were just getting involved and we really wanted to educate the staff to the new initiative, so Diana came in and did a staff training.
The Play Project had evolved to the point where they were bringing it into the state, certifying a lot of play consultants through the early intervention program. And it was doing so well that the preschools were wanting training on bringing it into the school systems. And Diana just had to be a part of that. So we were a part of that. We had 2 classrooms, and it was so successful that the staff were so on fire at the end of that school year that they wanted more training.
We had a kiddo that was involved through early intervention and preschool, and when he went into kindergarten, he didn't have a very good year. He lost skills, teachers were frustrated, and Diane and I would sit and talk about, what are we going to do? You know, we invest all this time and momentum and we feel like we're losing something. It's like, we've got to get the school districts involved, and so that kind of grew out of our kiddo who was struggling. So his struggles actually have benefited other kids, because that's where we realized that we needed to keep moving.
The program speaks for itself, and to see the staff feel so empowered and so excited, and to see the kids, the identified kids, do so well, it was just a wildfire in this county.
I'm pretty proud because we're the first in the United States to move it into the schools. We have a lot of support, both locally from the districts and also statewide, from the Department of Developmental Disabilities to Senator Beagle and Representative Resbeck and Stephanie Garrett, who went to bat for us with the legislature and got funding to be able to move it into the schools for us. So we've been blessed, but we've been pretty excited about it too. So.
And it's such a joy as a consultant to see them speak. You know, the program is amazing. They did a wonderful job developing it, and then to just see it, people grasp it, and the joy they get from it, and the results from the kids is phenomenal.
I believe we're changing kids' lives in ways that we can't even imagine. There will be kids, Dr. Solomon says there's kids that are losing the autism diagnosis as a result of being involved in Play. You know, we've got kids that I think because of being involved in Play are going to lead very different lives than they would have led had they not been involved in it. So I truly believe that.
My first awareness of Play came from Diane Knupp, who actually came and talked to our administrative team for the district about Play. The first thing we did was to have Diana and Katie come and do kind of a brief introduction to Play to our kindergarten teachers, and they were so excited about it. Our goal is always to have a least restrictive environment for our special needs students here, and what we were seeing was Play this was a way to have these kids in our regular classrooms more, and having them making those social connections with their teachers, but especially with their peers. It's just amazing to see the growth they've made as we've done the videotaping and used Play with them throughout the year. It just has worked so smoothly and has really, really helped these kids kind of come, I would say, out of their shell socially and really make those connections, and even academically connect more within the classroom, and be able to use their school time to their best use. The teachers too, I would say, and the staff that have been involved and trained, I've seen a lot of growth with them. and knowing how to best meet the needs of not only autistic kids, but our special needs students, and to apply these strategies to help them to, do their job, which is to teach. It's kind of the icing on the cake. It's the way to best help to meet the needs of our special needs students. If you make the decision to bring play in, you're not on your own. You've got a team of people that are going to be there to support you and help you in doing that, which is a wonderful thing because it was all new to us, and for us to venture in on this on our own would have been very difficult. But to have Diane, Diana, and Katie here with us and really promoting and helping us through it was excellent. It's a great thing.
When we first met her, not gonna lie, it was pretty difficult. Especially we did an initial introduction over the summer when it was just the two of us and her mother. Brought her into the classroom to kind of get her exposed to some things, and there was no connection with us. She wasn't, approaching us. Even when Mom was encouraging her to come see us, she was very distracted by everything around the room. Almost ignored us initially, and then once the kids came in, it was very difficult for her. Those first few weeks of school, we had behaviors like biting, pinching, screaming, hitting.
I was nervous. This is the first time I'd ever worked with a child in a typical classroom, so I was nervous it's not going to work, we're going to fail, we're never going to be able to combine the two, she's never going to get anything out of it, and basically all her academics that she did build up were just going to be shot.
My name is Rachel Ackerman, and I'm Bella's mom. A lot of the big struggles I feel like are safety for Bella, teaching her to stay with me or stay with us as a family when we're out, getting her to listen and not be as distracted by so many other things, getting her to engage with me. Sometimes she would just be in her own little world, so really kind of pulling her in seemed to be a big struggle.
Once we made progress with her, she learned the environment, she got more comfortable. She was even excited to come in the mornings. When she would bring her in, she'd be running in and starting to just reach out to the other students, touch them or notice them.
I see a lot of happiness when she's out in public and there's other kids because she gravitates towards them and she wants to play with them, wants to interact with them, and that's something that for a while she wasn't wanting to do. Basically for her to be recognized as just Bella Ackerman, not just, oh, she's a little autistic kid, and I want her to shine in her own positive ways, but not just to be pointed out just because she has special needs.
I'm Joyce Hartman. I am Ethan's grandma, his mom's mom. He calls me Mickey. He was almost nonverbal. He pointed. He didn't hardly, no eye contact, no speaking to other people. He would not share. He wouldn't communicate at all with anybody. Once he started with the Play Project over the past couple years, he has absolutely done a complete turnaround. Different child. He is learning everything, not just the basics. He learns everything. He's doing well in everything he's doing. The improvement is you just wouldn't believe if you knew him years ago. You would not believe the difference. Without Play Project, I don't think that Ethan would be who he is. It's a struggle anyway, but this lessens the struggle, and everybody has been such a big help. I would recommend it 110%.
Halloween crystals. We had this dumper, it kind of looks like the green. I watched a movie about this volcano. The volcano, it was a little interesting. I had to grab on the balls. And they're kind of really hot, and I tried to get practice on those, and I tried to get the